God damn it. I just realized something. My mic was muted for that entire time. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, it's just one of another golden moments with Orphan Account 75. The fuck do you want? Yeah, so I thought. Okay. So, I was talking about the personalities, but the Jester one, which I'll have to explain again. The Jester one was pretty good, but I have to have the Jester outfit, which I do. I have it right here, Royal Court Jester. This is the only way for the Jester personality to be even remotely cool in any way, shape, or form, which I can actually equip right now to demonstrate what it looks like. So this is the Jester personality in all of its glory. It's pretty ridiculous, which is the point. But personalities not only change the way your character move and stuff, but they also change specific emotes to do stuff. So if you go down to the emotes and you go down to the personal only, these all do something different. Like they're normal gestures or emotes or whatever you want to call them, but with the personality, it changes what they actually do. So idle casual will now look like this with the Jester. Spit will no longer be actually spitting, you'll do this. Idle royalty is this. The bow is this. The cheer is this. The walling is this. And the idle angry is this. Now, if I put on a different personality, well, let me quickly take off the armor. So if I take off the personality and put on the assassin's personality, then the emotes are completely different. And they all do different things like the same. So this is the walling back as the assassin. It's pretty cool. And it does have a specific part where he just throws the knife up in the air, grabs it, and just puts it back. It's not too bland, but it's better than nothing. Maybe if we wait long enough, he'll do it. Yep, there it is. We'll throw it up in the air, they'll catch it and all that. He thinks he's all cool, dude, and it does fit with the armor. I will give you that. And the big thing about it is the fact that he will sometimes pull out the knife and do something with it. This is the greed for it. And then the walling side is basically the same thing. Let's see if we can get him to do the animation. Usually happens at a very late time. We're also going to be modifying this armor real quick, because I did it with my Necromancer to make it look a bit better, and I gotta say, it really does work. So we're going to experiment a bit and see if we can find a different yet somewhat more unique version of it, because I don't want to fully just copy and paste the same thing. And then finally to eat apple. This is the last one. But this one is the most unique one that I have, but that's only because it's the only one that brings in a prop. See? He'll pull out the knife and then he'll do some random shit with it and then just put it back and it disappears. But the reason why I don't use this one is sometimes it glitches. So this glitch that happens, this man just walked right through me, that's fine. That's okay. So this comes with the Dark Brotherhood DLC. And in the Dark Brotherhood DLC, you get this passive ability known as the Dark Brotherhood, and you'll get the Blade of Woe, which I've done it multiple times, but I'll show you just in case you don't know. So if you sneak up on somebody, you can use it and instantly kill them, something like this. Just do a little animation that just kills them. And it reduces the XP you gain from that kill half, 50-50. Cuts off 50% of the XP you would normally get from just killing them straight out. But, point is that, actually, hold up, as I explain this, I need to do something. But, I'm getting distracted here. So every time I will do a animation, see, it happens a lot with stuff that I do that doesn't involve the knife. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll be assassinating somebody, say, and I have my weapon out, but I did it during the animation of when the knife would be pulled out. Then my character will just all of a sudden have the knife where his hand, where it would spawn in his hand, but it'll just be there. It'll just stay there for some reason. And it's worse when you're sneaking, because it'll be at the same distance. It'll be in the same exact area that it would be when you're crouching. So instead of following your hand, it'll just be floating over your right shoulder. And for some reason, that is a huge problem that I have with this personality. So instead of looking like a retard, I decided to get a different one, and I managed to get the Tovanian whatever, because I forgot what it was. Alright, let's see if we can get these guys away. Refresh their memories that they're too far away. And there we go. Go away. There. So, going back to appearances, personality, the Tovani Magistrator. So this one is honestly one of my favorite personalities that I can obtain at the moment. And I actually have the jesters or emotes, whatever the fuck you want to call them, that are modified by this, and they are the best. They are honestly the best ones that I've seen so far in the game. So before properly continuing on with the episode, I might as well just show you these since I showed you the other ones. But this is Idle Angry. It's not that good. Like there are some in here, but trust me, this one has the best ones. Juggle Flame is one of my favorites. Like, he'll just spawn in a light and he'll start, like, experimenting with it. My apologies. I don't know what is going on with my body. And he'll do this little animation sometimes, but the point is that, like, that's super cool. I absolutely love it. And I can actually tell you how to get the quest to get this. But first of all, you actually need the Morrowind expansion part to this game in order to get that. So if anyone has that, that's already step 1 done. But step 2, I'll get back to that in a minute. And the animation to cancel the Juggle Flame is honestly the best. He just does a bunch of stuff, and then it goes away. And then the next one is Doom, which can happen during the Juggle Flame Jester or whatever. This can actually happen during that emote. But this one just makes it do instantly. The read book one is honestly the coolest. He just spawns in 2 books and then he starts reading them. He studies them. He flashes his hand with a bit of magical power, and then he'll just flip the pages sometimes using just pure on telekinesis. Never have I thought that somebody can make reading books this cool. Now, Idle Royalty is a bit different. It actually just makes him look like he's trying to stand out like a douchebag with a leather jacket. But yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do. Arms Crossed. That one is the lamest because she didn't catch it. He literally just does what he's doing right now. This is what he looks like when he's just standing. And then this is what he does when he arm crosses. He just defaults and then does it again. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Ritual is honestly pretty cool. So, basically, all the ones that are the coolest are Ritual, Juggle Flame, Doom, and Rebook. Anything that actually uses magic, I think, are the best. But anyway, let's get on with the actual episode. I've been stalling too much time. Stalling way too much time. Jeez. I'm a little blood horse, and yes, his name is Randall. That's what his name will forever be. I should actually name him Randall. I think I could actually name him Randall if I wanted to. This is Randall. That'd be great. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the outfit station and then see if I can make any cool modifications to the outfit. And then, we can actually start doing more stuff. And I know how to get to the rift, so I can show you guys how to get rid of vampirism or werewolf whatever the fuck you're dealing with. I won't get rid of my werewolf, my lycanthropy for this character because I feel like the lycanthropy fits with the warden. But I'll explain that later. But point is we are going to be doing some stuff with the outfits. So one thing that I actually did with the necromancer that I think was shown in the other one was I had the Dragonbone Jerkin, which is this thing right here, which fits really well with a lot of pieces of gear. But I think I'm going to mix it up and start seeing if I can mix like different gear pieces together to see if that works. I don't know, but one thing's for sure is I plan to figure that out. So, like, that's the problem with the Dragonbone armor. It doesn't, like, properly go black. It's like a grayish black. Like, some of it is black, and then it goes from lighter black to just pure gray. But, whatever. We could actually try... Yeah, that actually looks kind of cool. We'll just have to modify it a bit to make it look a bit better. For some reason, I feel like the Divine Prosecution helmet can be a lot better. I feel like it could be really better. And the Morag Tong helmet, Morag Tong helmet, I feel like it can be good, but you'll have to modify it a bit just to make it good. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. Actually, we could go with the Jerkin, but, like, we can just go with, like, a different color scheme and, like, different, leg pieces and stuff. So, I think we can... I gave the other one the light versions of it, so I can give him the heavy. The Divine Prosecutor pauldrons actually fit with this one. That's surprising. So, yeah, we're gonna go with that. The hands. I usually just kept them this, but we can see if we can find something that's a bit better. Dragonbone. That looks okay. It's not the best, but it looks okay. Actually, yeah, let's see if we can actually mixture some of these. The Dragonbone belt will just change to the heavy version. We'll have to give it its dark color real quick. There we go. Back to the styles. So how are you doing today, viewer? Doing good? That's nice. So let's see what we can actually fit. Ooh, that actually looks really nice with the gear. Except for the cape part in the front is kind of glitching out with it. Like, this would fit better, but that's only because the cape part, like the front flap that I'm seeing, what's the thing the word that I'm looking for? The red stripe, or like ribbon that's off the front of the belt is like merging into the skirt. This one could actually fit really well, but again, I think it needs to be modified in order to it. So we're basically just looking for stuff that looks good on its own, which this one honestly takes the cake. I can deal with the ribbon phasing. And then boot-wise, I think the boots can be... I actually know the perfect kind of boots. It can be these ones. It can be the heavy Dragonbone boots. Actually, let's see what will happen if we change the Jerkin to the heavy armor and see how that looks. That's the original. The medium. That actually... How does that look better? I don't know how that looks better. So, like, we have 1, 2... Well, let's count all the ones we morphed. 1, 2, 3... So it seems we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 in Divine Prosecutor and 1, 2, and 3 in Dragon. So it all just comes down to the helmet. Should the helmet stay the same, or should it be heavy? Because the light ones, they're not good, but we can see what they look like on this. They look okay. We could modify this one to make it look a bit better. So viewer, do you have an opinion on how I should do this? Because I'm open for ideas. I'm really open for ideas. Like, the medium helm looks pretty good on its own, but I feel like we can make something out of this. Like, I feel like we can do something to make it a bit better. I don't feel like the helm fits really well. Like, the helm, I feel like it just needs to be like a mask of some sort, like this. Or like this or something. Oh, dude. If I had this would definitely be it, but we don't have it. Because, of course, it's from the Fang Lair, one of the best dungeons in the entire game. Wait, hold up. I think I have a helmet, real quick. Yes! That fits. But the problem is I don't have enough because my warden is broke as fuck. Damn it. Okay, well. Such opportunities wasted. To be fair, I think the medium helm works pretty good. I think it fits. So, I think we'll just go with this for now. And then, color, I actually have no idea how we can do with that. I don't really know. Don't have any ideas for that. I like to have everything as a black, and then change, like, the color. Like, right now the color is red. It is, like, a really dark red. But I feel like we can change it to something else, make it a bit more lifelike, or something like that. Let's see how white actually looks, speaking of which. And if they don't have red in them, then I just don't change them. To be fair, I think it gives it a bit of life, but I feel like it would be better if it was, like, gray to, like, kind of fit with the armor. Yeah, like that. That looks perfect. And I can afford it, so I think this will be good. This looks nice. I like this. This is a very nice outfit. Oh yeah, it fits. It is really creative. I think this is honestly the most creative outfit I've ever made in ESO ever. But we can finally actually do some shit. Well, first let's start out with going to the Rift. But first, let's see if we can even go to the Rift from the knowledge that we have. So the Rift is like... Okay, here is the Rift. So it is not there. And the best part is how to cure your vampirism is in the City of Thieves, or at least what would become the City of Thieves, and that is Riften. We actually do get to go to Riften in this game, so let's go on over there and go to Riften, and I'll show you guys how to cure vampirism or lycanthropy. And just in case you're watching this before the other one, I did explain what lycanthropy is, and lycanthropy is basically just a scientific way of being a werewolf. Just for those who haven't seen the other episode of this. The ESO bullshit series, that's what I'm calling it. This is basically what it is. I'm just running around doing random shit. Getting salty, that's about it. It's the best thing To be fair, I think that's the only thing I'm good at. Is just getting pissed. God, this cake is delicious. I wish I could taste it in real life. It's so good, I don't have taste buds for it. Anyway.
Well?
No. The Rift in Ebonheart Pack. Yep, that's where we're going. But, yeah, the Rift actually, well, Riften ends up becoming the... It ends up getting moved to Cyrodiil. Well, Skyrim. Which is, I believe, in... No, Skyrim is its own state. It ends up getting destroyed, and then Riften gets rebuilt in Skyrim, and then it ends up becoming the City of Thieves because of all the Khajiits that have resorted to bandery and burglary and all that. Go and live there and start doing their own thing there, and then the Thieves Guild is created. Blah, yada, yada, yada. Lore, no one gives a shit about. Oh, we are already in Riften. We do not even need to go anywhere. We are legit in Riften. So this is Riften before Skyrim, because in case anyone cares, ESO takes place before Skyrim, so this is the prequel to Skyrim. Takes place before Skyrim, but also takes place after, I believe, Oblivion? Yeah, Oblivion, because I think Oblivion is after Morrowind, and then Morrowind is after Daggerfall? I can't remember the last two. I think it's like Arena and then Daggerfall. I have to look it up, but right now we don't have time for that. So, what's funny enough is the cure is in this area, the Mages Guild. So let's go ahead and get inside the Mages Guild real quick. You don't need to be, like, connected to the Mages Guild in any way to do this either, in case you guys are worried about that. You just need to go. The guy that cures it is just in the Mages Guild. So basically, you just come in here, and then this guy will be right here. And his name's Perlate Sevenus. And see, you can ask him, I will no longer wish to be a werewolf, can you help me? And then, here's an offering, please begin. It's about 396 gold. I think it's a bit more expensive with vampires, but that's only because vampires are really living undead, but anyway, I don't plan on curing my lycanthropy because I think it fits with the warden.
Then I cannot help you, child. RK, watch over you.
So that's basically how you do it. It's pretty fucking simple. I did it with all the other characters that I have except for one, and that is now my former second highest level, which was a Nightblade High Elf. But, yeah. So, in case you guys are interested on why I think the Warden fits well with the lycanthropy, it's because Wardens are basically just, think of Poison Ivy, but, like, can be anybody. It's literally just people that just care about the fucking forest. They have abilities that are related to nature in the forest and all that kind of shit. So I just thought, fuck it, why not just get an ultimate that turns me into one of the monsters that roam the forest? Because why the fuck not? So I decided to become a werewolf, and I don't plan on giving werewolf. This is probably the only reason I have lycanthropy at all, is because it fits with the character. It fits with the character. And I might actually change it to become a pack leader, but I kind of actually like the Berserker. As much as I want to learn how to become a pack leader, I think being a Berserker is a bit better. Don't know why, I just feel like that. But I'll show you, if I get enough charge, I'll show you what it looks like. But the Warden is actually a really, really good support, if you know how to use it right, obviously, but like, one of the best supports. Like, one of my friends is a Warden, and by Jesus, do they know how to keep their team alive. Like, my God. They're actually really good. I think they're too good at being a Warden, honestly. But that's just me. Let me just do this. So basically, I just have random abilities. They can actually be played as either a DPS or a support, whichever way you feel. Tanky if you're feeling like it, but that's mostly the Necromancer's job. The Necromancer has more abilities that allow them to be a bit more tanky than others. But, in terms of weapons, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can play any character any way you want. It's just, I personally use staffs with stuff like this because, my apologies. It's mostly because the Warden doesn't have very many abilities that can transform into stamina abilities. Like, sure, they still do have them, but that doesn't mean that it's really good. I just feel like if you're going to be a Warden with a melee weapon, at least have a staff as your secondary weapon, just so you can get some magicka for those magicka-based abilities. But anyway, let's go on to the full-on thing of the beast form. So this is what a Berserker looks like. I know, not that interesting, and for some reason my high elf is somehow bigger than that. So yeah. And I also forgot to do something. This is a bit of... I'm gonna have to change back, because this is gonna take way longer than that. But, I need to start doing this. So if you go to combat, you can do this. Always show, numbers only, percent only, numbers and percent always show, on. Debuffs, buffs and debuffs. Always show. Always show. On. Okay, so I'd honestly, for anyone who's playing this game, whether they be a beginner or not, and they don't have all this on, it'll really help you if you actually have this on, because it'll help you keep track of all the things that you have. See, like, now I know all my status effects, because I was actually going to check my character to see how long I have until I can bite somebody. But if you put on the settings, you just simply have to look down right above your health bar, and then bam, you're done. Not to mention that you can get a pretty good representation of how many, a big number of how much magicka you have and stamina and all that stuff. So it's actually pretty helpful. It's a lot helpful than most people say it is, anyway. But, oh, Jesus. So you can always be aware of what status effects you have and what negative effects you have and such. So that way you don't always have to get so lost on why something is happening. I think I have 2 staffs, yes. And they're both damage? They're both damage. One's a fire staff and one's a lightning staff. Are you kidding me? No restoration staff. Was my warden too good for that or something? These staffs should be going off to my fucking goddamn fucking necromancer. I am losing my speech. But a refugee? You're a refugee. That's what you are, yeah. You sure are, man. You sure are a refugee. Man, refugees. I'm actually almost close to leveling up, so if I actually do a few more things. Actually, where do my skills stand? I need to know. So, Animal Companions is at 19, Green Balance is at 15, and Winter's Embrace is at 19. So I think Arctic Wind, yep, 20. And then Swarm is also 20. And then Living Vines is also 20. I feel like Living Vines could be really good, but for some reason this one has sounded a lot better. Oh, what's up, McLovin? It's been a while.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Crap.
So, I'm over here in Imperial City trying to get Telvar stones.
Right.
It's so difficult because I can't find a group to farm Telvar. It's just...
Oh.
I put in chat, like, LFG...
I found a few as my champion, just at random areas.
You're doing that?
No, I was talking about when I went there as my broken and unmodified Khajiit. Basically, before you fixed it, I was doing that. I'm working on my Warden right now. Or at least my better Warden. I'm doing 2 playthroughs with the Warden. 1 melee and 1 mage.
Also, I'm back with that friend group, and the girl who introduced the guy in the friend group actually kind of like went at him, like, hey dude, like, listen, it's been me, so-and-so, and this other guy, blah, 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 and you're not gonna butt in and, like, cut us up, you know? Blah, blah, blah. Because it's what he's been trying to do is he's been trying to get me and this other guy, and he's done the same with her, where he tries to seclude, you know, my friend and take him away, basically. Mm-hmm. But then he feels obligated to be around him because it's like, oh, he made me set pieces and he did this for me and that for me and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. All in all, I think that he's just distracting him too because, have you heard of Maelstrom Arena?
No, not really.
It's like a really hard thing and it's solo and it's like, it's kind of like giving a a 3-year-old a coloring book and saying, color inside the lines, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, it's pointless to do that. And I've done it before and it drops shit sets. Like sets that suck. And doing it doesn't really give you anything, so...
Yeah.
Anyways, he was trying to waste his time, is what I think.
Oh yeah, so do you remember when you told me the story about that guy that was like extremely bipolar? Like he'd be yelling at you once and then like just laughing the next?
Well, the thing is that he was actually narcissistic because he ended up, he was more conceited in a way, and it was all about him and what he wanted. And then when I criticized him and said, "Are you bipolar?" he started yelling at me. So again, that's a narcissistic trait where they end up, like any criticism that they end up getting, is like immediately like they snap or whatever, you know. And then they might even fish for compliments, like, "Oh, what do you think of my DPS or my this or my that?" So they want you to like.
Well, I actually encountered someone like that in ESO once. Like, no joke. It was actually kind of funny. I actually streamed it too, so I have it on camera as well. But basically this guy was trying to be a vampire, and I'd assume when I showed up there, he invited me into a group and he whispered to me that he wanted to go to Rift, which I assume he wanted to go to the Rift or something. And I actually was wanting to know why he wanted to be a vampire. But he completely ignored my question and asked again if I could take him there. And I kind of wanted the answer first. And then he just starts attacking me with these random insults. I'm just like, so I just I denied the question, and I was just like, okay, I'll take you to the Rift. And then he just turned it completely down. I'm just like, dude, this man is insane. I ended up kind of getting a bit angry at him, but at the same time, I didn't, because my brain knew that it was just a fight not worth fighting. So it was honestly the best experience I ever had in ESO with somebody like that. It was the best.
Yeah, the thing is that you're not confrontational, you know, and you were just like, nah. Because I feel like he had some mood swings there if he was doing that. He just started getting angry at you because of it. Oof.
I was just a bit curious on why he wanted to be one.
Did you hear about what they were doing to it?
Doing to what?
The vampire, they're going to buff it, and they're going to give it new abilities.
Really?
Yeah.
It's about time. Do you think it might be like viable kind of buff, or like somewhat viable buff?
Like, the thing is, when they buff stuff up, they were taking things out. And we don't know the percentages of what those things are. You know, it's not confirmed yet, but basically what they're doing is they're adding stun abilities, AoE stun abilities. They're making, what was it? You know that vampire thing where you go invisible or whatever?
Yeah, the mist form or whatever.
They're basically making it a thing where it's like you can use it for however long you want. And it's like they can basically just click on the button and fly around, and it has a siphon instead of the damage reduction, or it might still have some of the damage reduction, but it siphons health or magicka or something like that when they do it.
Yeah.
And it's infinite. So it's like a channeling ability.
That sounds like a pretty good buff.
Yeah.
Might actually make being a vampire pretty fun.
And then they reverse the vampire stuff where it's like you have to feed in order to get your vampirism up, because it's going to go down. Which is like, what? Anyways, so instead of your vampirism going up and you having to feed to make it go down, it's the opposite now. So it's going down and you have to feed to make it go up. And as it goes up, you get more strength.
So, what happens when it goes all the way down?
It goes all the way down, you have nothing. So, but like, okay, so when it goes all the way up, like at 5, your vampire abilities they cost more.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it goes down, they cost less, but you don't get buffs. So it's like that in a way. But then again, people are getting pissed off because being a vampire, you get 10% stamina and magicka recovery, and people did it specifically for that increase, and they completely took it off. And so people are like, damn, like, I'm gonna cure myself because, fuck that.
I mean, considering, but like listening to what you're saying, what they're going to be doing, I can honestly kind of wrap my head on why they do that. I can see why it makes sense, but I can also see why it would piss people off.
Yeah, because like they don't do it for the abilities or anything, and apparently there's going to be like the animation. People are talking shit about the animation because Bat Swarm's no longer there. I mean, the Bat Swarm is still there, but they basically, you know how necromancers grow in size?
Yeah.
It basically makes your character grow in size, like to the size of a necromancer ability, like the skeletal.
The skeleton Colossus or something. I forgot.
Skeleton.
Is it the Goliath or Colossus? Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. And then basically it's just your character bigger and it has wings, but the wings don't move. And I mean, nothing's final, but like 5 days ago it came out, and
that sounds an awful lot like the Vampire Lord from Skyrim.
Kind of, but not really. Like, you don't turn into...
Yeah, like, the way that you're explaining it, it's like a shittier version of it.
Yeah, like, you get, like, wings that don't really move, which I don't know if they're going to add that in, because nothing's final. And then, they even said with the animations, like, they're going to fix and tweak it a little bit. So, like, a lot of the stuff will be the same. There's a couple of other abilities. The thing that I've noticed, they're changing morphs, and some of them take magicka. So, like, instead of, like, taking health, it takes magicka or something like that. Or there's Vampire Siphon, or Vampiric Drain. They nerfed the fuck out of that. Like, to where you don't stun them. You stun the enemy when you're done doing the Vampiric Drain.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And then there's another change where they ended up what was it? I think it has to do with something. Oh yeah. So when you're feeding, it's a lot like the assassination ability from the Dark Brotherhood, where it's like you go up to them, boop, and you instantly kill them, or you I'm wondering how that would work in duels, but it may not. Or you go up behind someone and you kind of like lift them up in the air, like Darth Vader, and you kind of just like, But then they said, but that's not final. So it's not, they don't really know what they're going to do with that. Whole animation thing. They could add something, I don't know, like red mist or whatever. Or swirls, or I don't know what. Oh, and there's new areas. There's, apparently there's going to be like a vampire castle. Which I don't know about.
Oh, sweet.
And
it's gonna be like Castle whatever from Skyrim. I never remember the name.
Dude, how it looks, it's like... It's not like that at all. It's like all metal. It's like mainly black and red, and there's like points. Like, it's very pointy. Like, the bridge has just like pointy spears going up. And it's like... There's like a yellow, or like a golden color coming from the windows and stuff like that. It's really cool. And there's like new quests, which I saw the Vampire Lord, and like there's from Skyrim, and then there's this like big tornado of like red mist going down and making a Vampire Lord, which I don't know if they're gonna implement that in the game, or like make like an entire skill line for that. aside from just being a vampire, you know? Like in Skyrim
Yeah.
or something like that. But they might, I don't know. It would be cool to, if there was like a vampire guild, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than just, oh, you're a vampire. Or like a vampire, or a werewolf guild, other than just the Undaunted.
Like a werewolf pack.
Yes. I mean, I want them to do fucking stuff with that, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like the vampire and the werewolf should be kind of like more similar. Like where the werewolf can get bigger, and then the vampire you transform into it, and like you can get like new abilities and stuff like that.
Like you have like a different ability that like enhances something
like with the
in
werewolf.
a specific way.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's big changes going on. You can just like look it up, and it's on YouTube.
Ooh, yeah, put these on. So I actually kind of modified a bit of the outfits between my warden and necromancer, kind of like mixing in like different forms of the armors that I have available.
Do you have any costumes?
Like collectible costumes, because I think I have a few.
Yeah, and I think you can color those too.
Yeah, if you get some dice for them.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! Like there's a dye station.
Oh,
like,
is there?
Can color them. Like okay, there's colors that you have and you get through doing stuff.
Oh, but I think you need like ESO Plus in order to use them. Like it's an outfit station, but like you can customize your armor and then you can like color your outfit, but you need ESO Plus to do it. Whoa.
I don't know about that.
They show up as an icon on the map.
You can also definitely change the color of your costume and the look of it. Like
Modify it a bit.
Through the dice.
Did that come in like with the new update? Because back when I played it, it was you had to have ESO Plus in order to do anything with it.
Oh no! I'm not talking about that. Yes, there's one where it's like you can dye a costume, but you can also get your armor and change the look of it completely.
Like you can put armor that you have, like armor styles that you have on the outfit. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. And then you can change the color of that armor style or whatever to match. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds nice. Just having the jester costume and make it look badass as possible. That sounds amazing.
I miss old ESO.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like, punch the like button in the face. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next episode. May the good blood guide your way, guys.